Today I have for you 16 fun and easy crafts you can do with your kids this spring season.
You're going to need 2 craft papers, preferably one white and one with some kind of color. Then you're going to need 2 bowls, a smaller one and a larger one. You're also going to need an item that is round and smaller like this tape. You're going to need scissors, a pencil, a permanent marker. You're also going to need any color marker that complements the color of your craft paper you chose. So whatever you want to use is up to you. I'm also going to use double-sided tape, but you can use glue. You can use even staples, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace the larger bowl onto the colorful craft paper. I chose this one because it has a beautiful pink pastel color. So now we're going to cut it off. And now, I have never met anyone that can cut a circle perfectly. So don't stress about it. Just stay within the line as best as you can and just cut. All right, so now we're going to trace the little bowl on the white craft paper. We're also going to trace 2 of the smaller round circular shapes. And then we're going to freehand 1 bunny's ear. The reason why we're freehanding only 1 is because then we're going to use that one to trace a second one. And that way they're going to be as close as possible to the same shape and size. And again, just have fun. Don't look for perfection when you are cutting. And then just cut the other 3 circles. Okay, so we're almost done cutting. Now on the larger white circle, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches from the bottom and trace a line. This is all going to make sense in just a little bit, but just do this for now. Now we're going to freehand a nice cute little pink nose for the bunny. I'm going to make it in kind of like a triangle shape, but with rounded edges. And then I'm going to fill it in. Now remember, you can use crayons, you can use paint, coloring pencils, whatever you have on hand. Now we're going to take the permanent marker. We're just going to make a nice cute little mouth, and we're just going to make some eyes and make her look like she's squinting. All right, so the 2 little circles, we're going to make kind of like parentheses shapes on the bottom of each one, okay? For the bunny ears, we're just going to fill in the middle portion, leaving about 1/2 inch on the edges, give or take. Then you're going to fill it in with whatever color you chose that complements the craft paper. All right, so now we're going to take the large circle. We're going to fold it in half, okay? Just fold it in half, nice and easy. And then we're going to start adding some tape. Again, I chose double-sided tape, but you can use glue or whatever you have on hand. Now, here's where that line makes sense. We're going to place some tape underneath that line. This is just going to give me kind of like where I wanted to place that bottom circle. And we're going to place it right there. Now we're going to place the little paws right in front. So we're going to add tape on that one as well. And place one on each side underneath the face, right around there. And we're going to do the same thing with the second one. And then we're going to place the ears. How fun. So we're going to just add tape to the bottom of them and just place them where they're kind of even to each other. But again, doesn't have to be perfect. So place them right on top. Now I realized that I wanted the bunny to kind of sit straight. So I want to make a line on the bottom and just cut it straight. And this is going to keep her from rocking back and forth. To keep her from leaning forward, we're going to add a popsicle stick to the back. I'm just going to hot glue it, but you can also use regular glue if you want. But look how cute she is. I love this bunny, and how fun, how easy. What do you think? Let me know down in 2 foam balls you can find at the dollar store. You're also going to need a dowel, 2 pieces of fabric, whatever style and color you want. We're going to need some ribbon, preferably the kind that you can curl with scissors. And we're also going to need scissors. Of course, you can use the kid-friendly one or the grown-up ones. We're going to start by cutting the dowel into 2 pieces that are 5 inches long. I'm going to use my miter shears. I do get these on Amazon, and I do have the link down below in the description box if you're interested. So once you have the 2 dowels to 5 inches long, or any size you want really, now you want to mark about 1 inch from one side, just like that. Then we're going to take one of the foam balls and we're going to insert it on the bottom all the way till it reaches that little line. You're going to see here just like that. You're going to remove the dowel and then you're going to add hot glue. Now you can use any glue. If you're going to use hot glue, grown-ups, do this part yourself, okay? Now you're going to insert the dowel right back in so that it hardens with the glue. We're going to do the same thing with the second one. Mark 1 inch from one end, insert it on the bottom of the foam ball, add some hot glue, and then insert the dowel once again. Put it to the side so that it can harden nicely. All right, now we're going to bring in the fabric. And mind you, you don't have to have fabric like this. It could be an old t-shirt, whatever you have, as long as it's cute and bright and festive. I'm going to cut off a piece that's about 6 or 7 inches in size. And I'm going to use that first one to cut a second one, and that way it'll match in size. All right, so now we're going to bring in the ribbon. Just cut off a piece that maybe about 24 to 36 inches long, give or take, and make sure you cut 2 pieces. Now we're going to put everything together. Place the foam ball right on top in the center, just like this. Bring 2 ends together opposite to each other and start scrunching in those sides little by little, holding it at the base of the foam ball where it meets the dowel. You're going to do that on the other side and just keep holding it. If you need to drop it and do it again, go for it. It's okay. Take your ribbon, wrap it around a couple of times, make a very simple knot. And now we want to curl. So take your scissors, open them up, and curl the ribbon. Grown-ups, this is for you. Make sure that you curl them for your kiddos and make sure that you curl both sides. If they're too long, just cut it off. Now I want to cut off the excess fabric, make it nice and flat, but you don't have to do this. You can leave it the way it was. We're going to do the same thing with the second one. Bring in those 2 ends, start scrunching it towards the center, holding it at the base of the foam ball and the dowel. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hold it tightly, take the ribbon, wrap it around twice. Just tighten it as well as you can and make a very simple knot. For this one, I'm going to cut them just a little bit and carefully curl them, just like that. We're going to cut off the excess fabric, and that's it, my friends. Look how cute these are. Now, you can use the thinner ones, but this size work perfect for this project. We're also going to use some paint. Whatever paint you have on hand is fine. We're going to use a white, a brown, a yellow, and a pink. We're also going to be using googly eyes. We love googly eyes for our little characters, and these are the tiny ones, but you can use bigger ones if you'd like. We are also going to use buttons, and if you do not have paint in all those colors, you can use markers as well. We're going to use scissors. You can use kid-friendly scissors as well, and these are just scrap papers we're going to use in different colors like black, yellow, pink, and brown. We're going to use some glue. I'm going to use hot glue, but please use white glue if you'd like. We're going to paint the first popsicle stick in white. Very easy, very simple, and you can do 2 coats if you need to. For the second popsicle stick, we're going to use this cute pink. Now we want to make little animal sticks, so this pink is just nice for a pig, but use whatever shade of pink you want, okay? Or you have on hand. The third one is going to go in a brown. You can also use light brown if that's what you have. And then the fourth one is going to be yellow, but you can also use orange if you'd like, because this one's going to be a cute tiger. I can't wait to show you. All right, put those to the side, let them dry, and this is what they look like. We're going to start having some fun and adding some details. For the first one, we're going to create a cow. So we want to make cow spots, right? So we're just going to keep adding them from side to side. This one's going to go in the middle, and then a few ones in the bottom portion. Now do whatever size, however many you want, okay? Have fun. We're going to make little ears. Now I don't have black paper, so I'm just going to use a regular paper that I already had on hand, and I'm going to paint it black using my permanent marker. And once I had it nicely shaded black, we're going to cut them into tiny ears. These are going to look like little tiny water drops, okay? Now make him as big or as little as you want, okay? Have fun. Now, of course, he needs 2 ears, so we're going to cut a second one, and then we're going to hot glue them to the back of the top of the popsicle stick. So just add a little bit of glue in the back, and then you want to attach the ear to the sides and a little bit on the downward motion. You see that right there? How cute. All right, for the tiger, we're just going to use the permanent marker and create little tiny lines going from one side to the other. Now don't join them in the middle. Try to keep them separated. Just make small lines on one on each side, just like that, all the way to the top. For this one, we're going to create cute little triangle ears. So just cut 2 small triangles and then hot glue them just like we did with the cow. You add a little bit of glue, and then you want to attach them very carefully. For the third one here, the little piggy, we are going to create little tiny ears that are going to look like triangles, but they're going to be rounded on top. And the same thing, we're just going to hot glue them to the back, adding a little bit of dab, and then just placing them directly on top towards the side, just like that. And if all you have is white glue on hand, you can definitely use that as well. For the final one, we're going to take the brown paper and we're going to create tall pointy ears, and we're going to do the same thing. This one we're going to hot glue directly on the top, right next to each other, just like you see here. This is going to be a horse. How cute. Now bring in the googly eyes. We're going to take 2 per each animal stick. We're going to make a little dab of glue. Now I'm using my tweezers because my nails don't let me grab them, but just go ahead and grab them with your fingers and place them right on top of each glue. And again, you can use white glue if you'd like. I'm going to repeat the process for all the animal sticks. All right, now we're going to add noses, okay? So I'm going to take this orange one and I'm just going to hot glue it right there on the tiger. I didn't have a yellow one. If you have yellow, please use that. If you have black, use that as well. Now for the horse, we're going to use a brown one and place it right there. So a little on the larger side, which I think is perfect. For the little piggy, we're going to use a pink one. It's a different shade of pink, but I think it adds so much character. And then for the cow, we're going to use this cute little beige one or light brown one. You can also use white or black, whatever you have. Hot gluing them in place took no time, but again, you can use regular glue. Now I'm going to take this thin pointed marker and we are going to make little tiny eyebrows. So I'm just going to round them off on the cow. We're going to make tiny ones in the little piggy. For the horse, we are going to make him kind of like he's confused, just straight up in the air, and then little tiny baby ones high up in the tiger's forehead. Just like that. How cute. All right, so now we are going to make a little mouth for the tiger using the same marker. And look how cute these look. You can add whatever else you want. You can make little tails for them, but they're ready to have fun and a good time. Look how cute these look. Now, please let me know which one is your favorite. Which one are you going to give it a try? Or maybe all of them? Candy jar, you can find them at Dollar Tree year round. You just want to go to the party aisle, grab one of them. They're plastic, they're safe, and so versatile. I can't wait to show you what we're going to make. We're also going to grab one of these little pods that you can find this season at Dollar Tree. They come 4 in a pack, but we're just going to need one of them. We're also going to need paint in whatever color you want, a piece of fabric in whatever color you want and style. We're also going to use one of these little tiny foam balls from Dollar Tree. We're also going to use a plastic baggie or any plastic you have. And then we're going to use scissors, of course, hot glue, and we're also going to use candy. Oh my gosh, these are our favorite here at our home. All right, we're going to paint the little pot in this beautiful teal color. It's like a beautiful bright color. Perfect for summer or spring. While that's drying, we're going to start making a little candy topper for the candy jar. We're going to take one of the little foam balls and a little bit of the fabric. This is a scarf I had left over from another project. I'm going to wrap the little ball with it. Okay, don't worry about being completely attached because we're going to cover it with the plastic. So once you have it in place and you are wanting to hot glue, make sure that you help your kids with this one, okay? If you're using hot glue. Now we're going to open up the little baggie and we're going to use the plastic. If you have any other type of plastic, use that as long as it's clear. Cut off a piece as needed, and we're just going to wrap it around the ball just like this. Just scrunch it up in the center. Now take some ribbon. This is curling ribbon, but you can use any ribbon you want. You're going to tie it in a simple knot and you're going to curl the ribbon. Now, this part also help your kiddos, okay, so that they can be safe, and make sure that you curl it with the direction that the ribbon is already curled. My daughter is helping with this one, by the way. We're going to cut off the excess plastic, fluff it as needed. Now here's the jar. We're going to remove the top portion of the lid, just like that. Carefully, we're going to poke a hole on the bottom of the candy, not deep. We're going to add a little bit of hot glue to the little part that's sticking up in the top, and we're going to place it right on top. Again, help your kiddos with all these steps if they need the help. Now we are going to remove all of the stickers from the jar. Now this really came out really easy. You can add whatever you want to the jar, any decor, any stickers, but I thought I'd keep this one nice and clear. We're going to hot glue the jar right on top of the pot. and then you want to hold it until it hardens, okay? So just wait a few minutes. Now fill in with whatever favorite candy you have or you want in your family. Fill it all the way to the top, and then you want to place the lid right on top. How stinking cute is this? This will make a great gift for anyone. I love the way it turned out, and use any colors you want.
Using a paper towel roll that I had at home. We are going to use 2 types of yarn, a white and a blue one, 2 types of yellow paper, like an orangey and yellow one, but you can use one color if you'd like, a pencil, scissors. We're also going to be using 4 googly eyes. How fun. And either cotton or pillow stuffing, whatever you have at home. The first thing we want to do is mark 1-inch pieces, and we're going to cut 2 of them. We're just going to use my scissors, but if you need to use kid-friendly scissors, you can do that as well. Once I had the 2 pieces, they should be in similar size, but it really doesn't matter. Then we're going to bring in the first yarn. This is the white one. It's nice and fluffy. We're going to cut 20-inch pieces. Looking back, I'm okay to cut 16 inches, so keep that in mind. I'm going to cut several pieces. I'm going to start with a few and then cut more as needed. I'm going to fold it in half, and then the side that is looped, I'm just going to put it right inside the hole, and then we are going to thread the ends right through the loop, just like you see there. Once you have them looped, you just want to tighten as needed. You don't have to have it too tight, but just enough to secure it in place. And then we're just going to repeat the process until the entire piece is covered. Alright, so we placed the last one, and now you should have a piece that looks something like this. Now, we do want to place all these strands right through the center to the other side. So just start pushing them. Don't worry about them being nicely straight. We can do that once they're on the other side. Push them through, and then with your fingers, just kind of make sure that they're nicely straight. And then once you have them where you want them, this is where you want to bring in either your cotton balls or your pillow stuffing. We're just going to start pressing some inside the opening. You don't have to do this part. I like doing it because it creates a nice curve on the top portion when we're tying everything together, and it'll make sense. So now that we have everything stuffed in there, we're just going to grab another piece of yarn and then create a nice cute little hat style. It looks like a little winter hat. Now we're going to give it a haircut, and we're just going to cut off any excess strands that you do not want. You can do as little or as much as you want. It's up to you. And now we have a cute little winter hat looking piece. Look how cute. All right, so we're going to do the same thing with the blue yarn, and we are going to do that. How magical, huh? And then we are going to just thread all those pieces to the other side by pushing them in, just like we did with the white one. Once I have them where I want them, we're going to add more pillow stuffing. Again, you can use your cotton balls, and then we're going to tie it in the top with more yarn to create a cute little hat style. And then once again, we're just going to give it a haircut. We're just going to cut off any excess you may have. And now we have 2 cute little pieces. Oh my gosh. We're going to add the final touches. We're just going to add 2 googly eyes to the front. You can put them as together or as separate as you want. I'm using hot glue, but you can use any regular glue you have at home. I am now going to take the orange paper, and I am going to cut out a beak, which is just going to be in the shape of a triangle. We're going to hot glue it right there in the center, and look how cute it looks. We're going to do the same thing with the blue one, except we're going to take the yellow paper. Again, if you don't have different shades, that's okay. Use the same one. And we're just going to hot glue it right there. Look how stinking cute these look. What a fun craft you can do, and you can do as many as you want in any color you want. Let me know down in the comments what you're
going to start with 2 regular white copy papers. We're going to then use some markers. Now these are paint markers that I have on hand. You can use crayons, coloring pencils, whatever you have. I'm also going to use a reusable stencil in the shape of a flower. You can also freehand whatever design you want. I'm also going to use 2 popsicle sticks, the ones that are a little thicker and larger, and some hot glue, but you can use regular white glue if you want. I'm going to pick 3 colors that I really love. These 3 complement each other nicely, and I'm just going to start filling in the flower. If you've never used reusable stencils, they're so easy to use. You just want to trace and fill it in, and they're just beautiful. They guide you, and everything looks very, very nicely. So I'm just going to add several flowers in the pink tone, and then add several flowers in the green and then in the blue, and it'll look nice and pretty. And it's looking so pretty. I'm going to add my last blue flower here, and look how cute this looks. Again, use whatever design you want. I'm going to do the same thing on my white next paper, and just like that. All right, so now that we have them done, we are going to fold this paper into an accordion style. So you just want to fold maybe in about 2/3 of an inch, and you just want to turn it around or flip it over and fold again, and keep doing this until you have an accordion style fold. I did the same thing on the second one, and now we have two pieces that look similar to this. Now we're going to take one piece first. On the side that has that uneven fold, we're just going to fold it in half towards each other, just like that. And then make sure you just fold it tightly on the bottom. Same thing on the second one, whatever side is a little uneven, just use that side and just fold it against each other. And then you have two pieces that look like that. We're going to join both pieces just like this. We're going to add hot glue, but use white glue if you have that on hand, and then just hold it until it hardens. Did the same thing on the other one. Add a little strip of glue, fold it, and then just hold it until it hardens or it dries. And now we're going to join both pieces together. Now add a little bit of strip of glue, and make sure you are adding them and gluing them with the open side to each other, okay? So folded side facing each other, and then just hold it until it's nicely attached. Now we're going to add popsicle sticks. Now make sure you're adding the sticks with the folded part facing up, and then place a popsicle stick all the way to the top. Again, wherever it folds, have that to the top. Place the popsicle stick right there, and then hold it until it hardens. And now when you open it up, you have a fun handheld fan that you can use in the spring and summer. And how gorgeous and fun and easy this was. What do you think? Let me know down in the... We're going to start with some construction paper. You can choose any color you want, and you're going to need 2 of each color. So just keep that in mind. We're also going to need some pipe cleaners. I'm going to use a black and a brown one, but you can also use any color you have at hand. We're going to need some scissors, and you can use the kid-friendly ones as well. And we're going to use glue. I love using hot glue because it's quick, but you can use white glue if you have that at home. I'm going to use my wire cutters to cut my pipe cleaners, but you can also use your scissors if you have ones that you can do that with. All right, so we're also going to use a circular object. Whatever circular you have, I'm going to use this tape because it's going to fit perfectly. We're going to have 2 wood beads. I'm going to use a yellow and a white one, but you can use any color ones you have. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to stack all 4 pages together and fold them in half. And then we're going to fold them in half again. Once you have them folded, you're going to take your circular object and place it right in the middle, just like that. Then we're going to take our pencil and we're going to trace it around. This way, you can cut all the pages together without having to cut one by one at a time. I'm going to cut all 4 of these together. It is kind of thick. If it's too thick for you, then just do 2 pages at a time. It is absolutely fine. And once you're done cutting, they're all cut in a very similar shape and size. I'm going to separate the colors between the pink and the green, but you can do them in whatever design you want. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab one of the circles. You want to fold it directly in half. It should look like a half moon. Then you want to fold that in half again. Okay? And now you have a piece that should look something like this. And we're going to do the same thing to all of the pink circles. And now you should have 8 pieces that look something like this. How easy was that? All right, so now we're going to bring in the glue. And if you have white glue, you can just put a little dab right in the center, right there where it folds. I'm going to use my hot glue because it goes a little quicker. But of course, it does get really hot, so you just have to be very careful. So I'm just going to add a little dab all along that middle portion. Tap it until it hardens on me. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on all the other ones. And now you should have all the pieces looking like this. Now we're going to join all the pieces together, and we're going to join them in the end where it doesn't open. So you see where all these sides open up? You're going to join them together on the side that does not open. Just add a very thin strip of glue right down that end, and then add your piece. If you're again working with hot glue, be careful because it does ooze out just a little bit. And then you just want to tap it and join them all together just like this. And then once you have them all joined together and the glue has hardened and dried, you should have like an accordion style. And then what you want to do is you just want to open it up all the way around until both ends meet on the other side. Just like that. We're going to create a cute little umbrella. And now we're going to add glue right where we added it on the other ones. But this time we're just going to add those last two ones and just hold it in place until it hardens or dries. Look how cute this is looking. We're going to do the same exact thing with the green one. We're going to fold them in half, then in half. Then we're going to add a small little amount of glue, a little strip right down the center fold and tapping it in place until it hardens. And then we're going to add a little bit of glue on the end, on the side where it doesn't open up. And then we are going to join all of them together. And of course, once again, we're going to open it up until both ends meet, add a little bit of glue, and then join them together. Hold it in place until it hardens. That's it. Now we're going to add the little pipe cleaners. We're just going to add a little hot glue right there in the center on the flat side of the umbrella. This is going to be our umbrella handles. Then we are going to twist it or kind of fold it at the end and cut off any excess, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the green one. I decided to go ahead and just use the remaining black pipe cleaner because I had enough. Why waste another one? We're going to add glue, place it in the center, fold it as needed, and cut off any excess. How stinking cute is that? Now on the top of the umbrella, we're just going to add a little bit of glue and just glued one of the beads right on there. That's how simple this is. And they are absolutely adorable. You can make this in a rainbow style. You can make this in any design. You can even draw circles or whatever you want on the paper. Possibilities are endless. Let me know what you think of this one down. We're going to start with some white poster board. You can also use foam board if you have that on hand. I'm also going to be using a small bowl. Whatever circular shape item you have is fine. I'm going to take another circular object, but it has to be a little smaller than the first one. So keep that in mind. I'm also going to be using orange paper, but if you do not have paper, you can always use orange paint or markers. I'm going to also use some yellow fabric, but again, if you don't have fabric, you can always use yellow paint or yellow paper. I'm also going to be using a permanent marker and a pencil and also scissors, but you can use kid-friendly scissors if they're the ones going to be doing the cutting. I'm also going to be using some sort of glue or adhesive. You can use double-sided tape like this one. You can use hot glue or white glue. It depends on what materials you are using. I'm going to be using hot glue for most of the project. We're going to start with tracing half of the larger circular object into the white paper. Now, basically, you just want to trace the bottom half. That's it. We're creating the shape of an egg. I'm also going to be using then the second circular object and placing it right above, maybe about 3 inches above where the first half circle ended, and trace half of it again. I'm going to take my ruler and we're just going to join those two ends. We're just, again, creating the shape of an egg. If you can freehand it, go for it. Have fun. Now, these lines were a little too straight for me, so I did have to then take my pencil and just freehand the edges just a little bit more circular. But again, this is up to you. No need to do that. I am going to then cut it. Just basically take some scissors and cut. Don't look for perfection. It's not needed. Just do the best that you can. And now we are going to draw zigzag lines on the top 1/3 of the egg. So just kind of eye out about 1/3 from the top and make zigzag lines. we are going to cut this. This is what's going to make it look like the egg has been cracked and hatched by a cute little chick. Oh, I can't wait for you to see this. It's so adorable. All right, so we're just going to zigzag it and cut it, and now you're going to have two pieces. Now, I did erase some of those pencil lines that were left over just to clean it off a little bit. But look how cute that looks. All right, so now we are going to be making the actual chick. So take the smaller of the two circular objects and trace the whole thing and then cut it. This is what we're going to use to create the actual chick. If you have yellow paper, get yellow paper. If you have yellow paint, paint the white paper. In this case, I'm going to use some yellow fabric that I had on hand. I'm going to use hot glue, and once again, whatever material you're using, use whatever adhesive you need, whether it's double-sided tape or white glue. I'm going to use hot glue to attach it to the fabric. And as always, if you're using hot glue, be very careful because it gets really hot. So we're just going to tap it, let it harden, and cool down as needed. Now, because I have fabric, I am going to cut it, and I am going to cut it leaving about 1/8 of an inch on the outside. I want it to look furry, kind of like feathery, and give it texture, so I don't looking for it to be flush to the paper. Now we're going to attach the egg. Now, here's the thing. I kind of noticed that the top was just a little too tall, so I'm going to cut off some of the top, just keeping that same circular motion and shape, but just making it a little smaller. Now we're going to attach everything. Again, I'm using hot glue, but use whatever glue or adhesive you need, and attach the bottom first. Then we are going to attach the top one the same exact way, leaving most of the little chick exposed because we want to give it a little face. We're going to start with this hole puncher. It's in the shape of a circle and some black paper. If you do not have black paper, use white and then use a Sharpie to color it in. I'm going to cut out 2 of the shapes. Now, these hole punchers come in a set of 6, and I do have it on my Amazon store, which is linked below if you want to check it out. We are making eyes for the chick, so now that we have these 2 black circles, I'm going to trace one of them twice onto white construction paper. And then we're just going to simply cut it, but we're going to cut it larger, okay? Again, we're leaving about maybe 1/8 of an inch on the outside of the line. I want the white circles to be larger than the black circles, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it the best that you can, and then do the same thing for the other eye. Now we're going to attach the eyes. We're going to attach the white circle first, and I'm going to do it towards the top, just lifting the eggshell just a little bit so I can fit it in there. I'm going to then attach the other one. We are then going to attach the black circle on top of the white circle towards the inside corner, leaving some white exposed on the other side, just like that. And again, we did it on the other side. Look how cute. All right, we're going to give it some details. So I'm just going to grab some white paint and a small brush and just add a cute little details. I'm going to make kind of like a little circle and then a tiny little dot next to it. And you're going to see what I'm doing. Do whatever you want. You can even skip this part if you'd like, but I think it really gives it some cute little eyes. I'm going to take the orange paper. We're going to create a beak. So we're going to cut a triangle. If you do not have orange paper, go ahead and do it on white paper and then color it orange. You can do that as well. Once I had it cut, we're just going to attach it right there to the center. Oh my gosh, how stinking cute. I love it. Here's the thing. I thought I was going to leave it just like this. No, I'm going to create little wings for it. I don't know what little wings look like in chicks, but I have an idea. I'm just going to make maybe like the shape of a leaf, something like that. Just go ahead and do that. And we are going to just cut it and use that first one to trace for a second one. That way they'll be shaped and sized similar. We are going to hot glue it to the yellow fabric, but if you used paint, go ahead and paint them. If you use yellow marker or crayons, go ahead and do that as well. I'm going to cut the fabric again, leaving about 1/8 of an inch on the outside edge. And then we are going to attach them to the back sides of the chick. Just going to add a little bit of hot glue, but use the glue that you used for the rest of the project. And then I'm going to attach the other one. Look how cute. This is one of my favorite Easter crafts. How adorable is this? I think this is such a fun craft to do this Easter season. What do you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. With 2 of these paper rolls that you probably already have at home. We're also going to use some white paint and a small paintbrush. We are going to use markers, but you can use crayons or coloring pencils, whatever you have at home, even stickers. We're also going to use 2 balloons. These are on the larger side. It doesn't matter what color, whatever you have is fine. We're going to use some scrap pieces of colorful paper. These are just some scraps that we had left over from other crafts. We're also going to use a hole puncher to create all the fun confetti. We're going to need a cup or just somewhere to put all the confetti while we're creating it. And we're also going to use a small little clear baggie. Whatever you have is fine, and some white string. Again, whatever color you have at home is fine. We're going to start by painting each roll. Again, I'm just going to use white paint, but you can either use any color you want or cover it up with whatever else you want. When you are done, they should look something like this. And don't worry about being perfect. Mine were not perfect at all. All right, so while those dry, we're going to start creating the confetti. So we're going to just start poking holes, my friends. Just keep poking until you have enough confetti for both poppers. I did double up on some of the paper, depending if they were thicker or thinner, but you do whatever you want. And again, the fun part is that we're reusing scrap pieces of paper that maybe we're just going to throw away. Once you're done hole punching, you should have a handful of these cute little confetti style. Look how cute. All right, so my rolls are nice and dry, and it's time to bring in markers. I'm going to pick 5 different colors, but again, you do whatever you want. For the first one, I'm just going to do polka dots, and I'm just going to do them everywhere, and I'm going to alternate from different colors. How fun is this looking? Now for the next one, you can keep the polka dots if you want. I decided to do wiggly lines all the way around, keeping a pattern of the same colors. And we are about done with these. So basically, this is what they should look like if you pick this design. But again, do whatever your heart desires. We're going to bring in the balloons, and we're going to cut off the neck of it, so the top portion. And then we're just going to open it up and put it above the one side of the roll. It does not matter. Once you have it in there, then you just want to roll down the excess until you have about an inch left at the bottom. Again, we're just going to cut off the neck or the top portion of the balloon, open it up, slide it through the top, and then just roll off any excess all the way down till you have about an inch left. And this is what they should start looking like. How cute. All right, so now we're going to add the confetti. So just add it the best you can, divide it as evenly as you can. And then once you have it in there, it's time to bring in the little baggies. We're just going to open this one up. This is a snack size one, but if you have a bigger one, that's okay. Just cut off whatever you need. I'm just going to open this one up, slicing it on the sides, cutting off the green zipline portion of it, and then we are going to cut it into just 2 squares. If you want to do circles, you can do circles. I'm just going to cut it off, and then we're going to place it over the other end, because if we don't, the confetti may be coming off before it's time to pop it, right? So we're going to cut off some string as well and have that ready. We're going to place the plastic right over the other opening, holding it with one hand and then taking the string and just roll it around and tie it in a simple knot. It doesn't have to be so strong where it bends it. You just want to do it snug enough where it's not going to come off. I did the same thing on the other one. And this is what it started looking like. Oh my word, how cute. And we're basically done. Let me show you what you're going to do to pop them. Just remove the plastic very carefully, not to tilt them and spill the confetti. And then you just want to pull the balloon towards you. So backwards, I'll slow it down here for you. And when you let it go, oh, the confetti is going to come out popping and it's going to make a mess. But you know what? It's a happy mess. I love this craft. How fun is this? You can make several of them for different of your guests and your friends. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you want to watch more fun crafts, check out this next video. I'll see you later and have fun crafting.